Hey, welcome back. I say welcome back. Welcome for the first time. Angelina Jordan, Born to Die. Don't know the song.
Feet don't fail me now. Take me to the finish line. Oh, my heart is raised every step that I take, but I'm hoping that the gates, they'll tell me that you're mine. Walking through the city streets, is it by mistake of design? I feel so alone on the Friday nights. Can you make it feel like home if I tell that you're mine? It's like I told you, honey. Don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes love is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long, we carry on to try to.
I really like. I mean, there's little extra effects going on her vocals, EQ. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's take the talent you have and do even more with it. Now I love how this is sounding. I like the backing track. I don't know this song. I'm loving the vibe of it. It's gripping. It's gripping.
Have fun in the meantime. Come and take a walk on the wild side. Let me hug you hard in the pouring rain. You like a girl's insane. Choose your life.
Oh, also, I was thinking when the instruments first came in that they were very, very loud, but you can't complain until you hear the mix, and her vocals are shining right through that. So even though the instruments are loud, I think her voice is powerful and really carrying on top. I think it blends really well together.
As words, this is the last time. 'Cause you and I, we were born to die. Lost, but now I'm found. I can see, but once I was blind. I was so confused.
Oh, also, so I think some of y'all remember Phil Collins. This drum beat reminds me of some old Phil Collins, man.
As a little child, tried to take what I could get, scared that I couldn't find all the answers, honey. Don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes love is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long, we carry on. Try to have fun in the meantime. Come and take a walk on the wild side. Let me hug you hard in the pouring rain. You like a girl's insane. Choose your last words. This is the last time. 'Cause you and I, we were born to die. We were born to die. We were born to die. Come and take a walk on the wild side. Let me hug you hard in the pouring rain. You like a girl's insane. Don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes love is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long, we carry on to try to have fun in the meantime. Come and take a walk on the wild side. Let me hug you hard in the pouring rain. You like a girl's insane. Choose your last words, this is the last time. 'Cause you and I, we were born to die. We were born to die. We were born to die.
That's great. That's absolutely awesome. It is way more processed than was definitely the most processed vocal I've heard of hers. And that doesn't mean like, ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I might still sneeze. Come on, sneeze. Where you at? Anyways, when I say processed, I don't mean anything like auto-tuning or anything like that. I just mean as far as like basically the EQ, the thickness on it, maybe a little bit of reverb. It's the most processed vocal I've heard of hers, but I also really love it. And I think this video is probably pretty old, but more of this. And here's the problem with demographics, man. Here's the problem, like straight up. I have the data on on the videos I've done. And the majority of you who are not hidden, we can't track hidden data, but the majority of you that are here are, probably on the younger side would be 45. It's probably more like 50 plus. And when you have a certain audience and you ask them what they want you to do, they're going to give things that make sense to them. They're going to give ideas that they're into. But there's a problem with that, which is how do you expand into that audience and what does that audience actually do? I encountered this with classical guitar the hard way. I love classical guitar. Love it. I spent 2 decades of my life working on it. And money and whatever. And so if you look at the channel, there's not a lot of classical guitar. In fact, barely any. And that's not because I didn't do it. I did a lot of it. And then I realized that audience doesn't grow. When you're dealing with 45, 50, 55-year-old audience, they're constantly getting older. They have things that are going on in their life that are more important than new music. And then their desire to spend money on merchandise and concert tickets is very low compared to, say, someone who is 15 or 22. So I found myself getting very good at making music for an audience that was dwindling. I hope to find a way to bring that back. I hope to find a way to incorporate it, like bring everything back, because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I spent, I don't even know, 10 years, 13 years, something like that, teaching it. And it's just that thing. So this is a more modern sound. And if what you like is her unprocessed sound, you might be like, well, I want less of this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong to want that. It's just the artist has to find a way. If you're a growing artist, you have to find a way to be true to yourself, make music you like, but that also has an ability to scale upwards. Oh, it's tough. So I just hope that those of you that are 50, 60, 70 years old don't hear something like this and go, I don't care for it. And you might not care for it, but I hope that you listen to enough stuff like this. If you listen to enough, you will find things that you like. All of a sudden, you will have a heartfelt connection to some of the music and not others. And so just listen to enough of it to where now you got some favorites. Not just from her, but from other people. And then you'll find it's almost like your taste buds change. And you might find yourself drawn to music that is many decades younger than you are. I'm going through that, right? Like, I went through that, like, there was a time period of music, from 13 to say 18 years old, that was the best music ever. And so for the next 5 years, 10 years, I only listened to that music. And then I was completely disconnected to all new music, and I thought all the new music was terrible. And that's just because I was listening to like one song at a time, occasionally. And my ears just weren't used to it. The more and more I listened to it, the more my ears opened up to it. And then you start placing things like, I don't know, like what's the cheesy way to say it? Sorry, I'm gonna go ageist on y'all. I'm gonna assume that the majority of y'all are like 45 and older, 50 and older. So to me, even though I didn't grow up in these times, I completely hear 50s music, 60s, early 60s, late 60s, 70s, and I love them all, and they're all very, very different. And then you get in the glam rock of the 80s, right? But if all you ever listened to was what was current, or all you listened to was what you grew up with, you would miss all these different shifting eras of music. I feel like I'm just rambling. Be good to yourself, be good to the artist. Listen to music that's not in your time period, and here's the key, here's the hard part. Listen to enough of it to where you can really say, like, here's these 5 artists I never heard of before, and I love their music. And here's 5 artists I never heard of before, and I hate their music. And then now all of a sudden, it's like when you were a teenager, because you hated people and you loved people when you were a teenager. And once you're older and you're like paying bills and being responsible, you don't, sorry, I guess I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if this applies to you. It feels like it does. You're not invested in music that way. You're like, I got health problems and family problems and money things and this and that. And I don't just listen to a bunch of music I don't like. I don't have enough time to do that, right? But nah, dig in. It doesn't take long. You can do it in a day. Take a nice walk. And here's the weird part. Listen to a bunch of music you might not like while you're walking. And then pay attention to who you don't like and who you do like. And then now, the next day, you have the ability to be part of that conversation and be like, I don't like this and this and this and this and this. And if you're, again, I'm still talking to you 50, 60, 70-year-olds. If you have grandkids, I'm telling you, the way your conversations will change. If you know 10 artists that basically only they knew about before, but now you know about them, and you can actually say, I like this person and not this person. I like it because of this and this vibe with these songs. Your grandkids will just be like, how do you know? How do you know about this stuff? Video may be completely off point. I'll tell you one last anecdote before we dip out. When I was 13 to 18, 12 to 19, somewhere in there, and just in love with just constantly listening to music, I would, force my parents to listen to stuff because they were like open to it. And I would play different types of groups. Back then, it was probably mostly R&B and alternative rock. So it'd be like Boyz II Men, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Tupac, Notorious, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. All that was kind of going on at the same time. And so what really caught me off guard, I don't know if I was 14, 15, 16, is when I would put on someone and my mom be like, I recognize that. Oh, I really like this thing. And I'd be like, of course you do. Of course you do. Because it's good. And then she would actually be like, yeah, you played something like this 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And I was like, you're actually paying attention. You actually like something or don't like. Oh my God. It's like so crazy. That's it for me. I can't speak for everyone else, but that's it for me.